Good morning, students, and welcome to another online biology classroom of St. Michael's Academy. Today, as usual, I am continuing the previous chapter, that is plant growth and development. So, let's start. First, we are going to discuss about the plant hormone auxin. Auxin is a plant hormone produced in the stem tip that promotes cell elongation. That means it helps in cell elongation. Auxin moves to the darker side of the plant, causing the cells there to grow larger than corresponding cells on the lighter side of the plant. In 1928, Dutch botanist Fries W. Wendt finally isolated auxin diffused out from the tip of oat coleoptiles in the gelatin block. Following Wendt's success, auxin indole 3-acetic acid or IAA was then isolated first from human urine, then from fungi, and finally from higher plants. 5 naturally occurring, that is endogenous auxins in plants include indole 3-acetic acid or IAA, 4 chloroindole 3-acetic acid. Again, I am saying 4 chloroindole 3-acetic acid, phenyl acetic acid, indole 3-butyric acid, and indole 3-propionic acid. Synthetic auxin analogues include 1 naphthalene acetic acid, 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid, that is 2,4-D, and many others. Now see the diagram. Auxin eradication causes a terminal bud to point towards the sun. See the first one, terminal bud picture is there. Sunlight from above. The plant produces auxins in equal amounts around the shoot. The shoot grows straight. Now in the next picture, terminal bud is elongating, that is bending also towards the sunlight. So sunlight from one side, the sun eradicates the auxins on the sunny side, causing the cells on the shady side grown longer. This makes the tip point toward the sun. Gibberellins are plant hormones that regulate various developmental processes, including stem elongation, germination, dormancy, flowering, flower development, and leaf and fruit senescence. Gibberellins are one of the longest known classes of plant hormone. Kurosawa, a Japanese botanist, discovered gibberellin while investigating the rice foolish seedling disease, in which spindly seedlings are formed due to Ga-like compounds produced by the fungus infecting the plant. So, GAs are a group of diterpenoid growth hormones strongly associated with promoting growth, including stem elongation and germination. Third one is cytokinin. Cytokinins or CK are a class of plant growth substances that promote cell division or cytokinesis in plant roots and shoots. They are involved primarily in cell growth and differentiation, but also affect apical dominance, axillary bud growth, and leaf senescence. It has been recognized that cytokinins are plant hormones that influence not only numerous aspects of plant growth, development, and physiology, including cell division, chloroplast differentiation, and delay of senescence, but the interaction with other organisms, including pathogens. You can see in the diagram cytokinin and mainly cytokinin function has been shown. In index, it has been shown which one is auxin, which one is cytokinin, and which one is how the function actually has been shown. So you can see auxin synthesis in the apical bud portion. Next, basipetal transport occurs by auxin because dotted arrow is there. Now, mainly the second arrow is cytokinins. You can see. So, in case of xylem, also it has been shown how cytokinin works along with auxin. The plant hormone ethylene is a combatant for salinity in most plants. Ethylene is known for regulating plant growth and development and adapted to stress conditions. Central membrane proteins in plants such as ETO2, ERS1, and EIN2 are used for ethylene signaling in many plant growth processes. So ethylene is regarded as a multifunctional phytohormone that regulates both growth and senescence. It promotes or inhibits growth and senescence process depending on its concentration, timing of application, and the plant species. You can see in the diagram it has been clearly shown from green to red tomato has formed, and this ripening of food or this particular vegetable happens due to ethylene hormone. Next one is abscisic acid or ABA. It is often referred to as an inhibitory rather than stimulatory hormone. It is involved in the closure of stomata, bud and seed dormancy, and is known to inhibit other hormonal actions. So abscisic acid is an important phytohormone regulating plant growth, development, and stress responses. Now see the diagram. In first diagram, ABA mediates stomatal closing. Steps has been shown how by calcium ion channel or calcium ion permission, giving permission to calcium ion like this. And then in the next one, ABA inhibits stomatal opening. Here also calcium ion has been involved. Now what is seed germination? Seed germination may be defined as the fundamental process by which different plant species grow from a single seed into a plant. This process influences both crop yield and quality. A common example of seed germination is the sprouting of a seedling from a seed of an angiosperm or gymnosperm. See the diagram. Here it has been clearly shown how a plant grows from a seed, step by step. Such 5 changes or steps occurring during seed germination are: 1. Inhibition. Second one, respiration. Third one, effect of light on seed germination. Fourth one, mobilization of reserves during seed germination and role of growth regulators. And number 5, development of embryo axis into seedling. Now, what is seed dormancy? Dormancy is when there is a lack of germination in seeds or tubers even though the required conditions, that is temperature, humidity, oxygen and light, are provided. Dormancy is based on hard seed coat, impermeability, or the lack of supply and activity of enzymes, that is internal dormancy, necessary for germination. Now, reasons or causes of the seed dormancy are light, temperature, hard seed coat, period after ripening, germination inhibitors, immaturity of the seed embryo, impermeability of seed coat to water, impermeability of seed coat to oxygen. Now see the diagram. Breaking seed dormancy. The total mechanism has been shown. Try to draw this diagram in your copy. Now what is vernalization? Vernalization is the programmed physiological process in which prolonged cold exposure provides competency to flower in plants, widely found in winter and biennial species such as Arabidopsis, you can say, fruit trees, vegetables and wheat. Thus, it is critical to elucidate the mechanism of molecular regulation of vernalization and floral bud initiation to prevent premature bolting. Gibberellin or GA is the key plant hormone involved in regulating plant development. That means we think that gibberellin generally helps in vernalization. Now, there's a difference between photoperiodism and vernalization, which I'm going to discuss in my next video. So, now see the diagram here. First one is no cold exposure. Second portion, after 1 to 2 weeks, cold exposure. And at the last, after 3 to 6 weeks, cold exposure. Hope so you have understood the vernalization by this diagram. For any doubts or queries, please email me at sudeshna1.sma@outlook.com. We also welcome your responses by way of your views and feedback on PPTs or videos at feedback.stmichaelsacademy@gmail.com. So thank you students and have a nice day.